I got to get your thoughts on the season opener on Sunday.
It was tough, but it's kind of what you expect with, a new coach, a brand new system, with the way this offseason has been with all the COVID stuff and, very limited practice time, being with the coaches, a lot of stuff, in meeting rooms on Zoom and doing stuff like that. It's just a very different offseason for these guys and a very tough time to transition into having a new coach. And, and it showed out there on week one. So it was, it was a tough opener, but hopefully they can bounce back tomorrow night against Cincinnati.
Tim, preseason means different things to different players depending on where they are in their careers. If you're late in your career, it's kind of a hassle. If you're early in your career, though, it's that valuable learning curve that without it, your first real live action is in the regular season. What did that rookie preseason do for you to get you prepared for that first regular season game?
Quite a bit. The preseason for young guys, like you said, Jay, is extremely important. I think just it really gets you used to the speed of the game. And obviously the speed goes up another level once you get to the regular season. But just making that transition from college to the NFL, the speed is just so much different and the game moves at such a faster pace that, you have those 4 preseason games and all of training camp to kind of get ready for it. And then obviously when the regular season, kicks off, it turns up another notch. But, you go through those steps, and to not have that and just jump right into the regular season is very tough, especially, facing a team like Baltimore, who's one of the better teams in the entire league. So just a very tough first game out of the blocks for those guys. And, hopefully they can bounce back from it.
Certainly tough yardstick. So you know the drill here, Tim. Doesn't take a whole lot to get folks to be panicky.
Right.
Is it too early to panic?
Yeah, certainly. I think so. The offense did not look good at all. Had trouble moving the ball, putting points on the board. But, if you look at it, you're talking about, Baker Mayfield on his 4th head coach in 3 seasons. I mean, that's an impossible situation for any young quarterback, for any quarterback for that matter, to go through. Just about the time you learn a system and you start getting comfortable with it, they switch it all up on you and you start back over the next season. And, especially, like I mentioned earlier, with the way the offseason has been this year, it's even tougher to do that. And, so I think it's way too early to panic. I still feel good about the guys. I have a ton of confidence in Baker Mayfield. I think he's a heck of a football player. They just have to put the pieces together and build that chemistry and just get familiar with the offense. They're trying to go out there and learn this thing on the fly in regular season games, as we talked about. No preseason games to kind of learn and go through those growing pains in the system. They're out there learning on the fly in regular season games. So it's going to take some time. But I have confidence these guys can get it on the right track and go out there and start looking like the offense we know that they're all capable of being.
Okay, so no panic after Baltimore. That's a tough game. What if things looks very similar tomorrow night? Let me rephrase that because we're running this tomorrow.
Okay.
Tim, what if things look drastically different? I'm sorry. So too early to panic off Baltimore, but what if things look very similar tonight?
Yeah, then you start to worry a little bit more. Obviously, Cincinnati is a team that is, is down right now. They're rebuilding. They had the #1 pick in the draft last year, so they had a tough season. So they're obviously in rebuilding mode as well. So you would expect the Browns to come out and look a lot better tonight than they did against Baltimore. Baltimore is an established team. They have a head coach that's been there for a long time. They have an MVP quarterback who's playing at a very high level and a great defense. So this challenge tonight against the Bengals will be, should be a lot easier task than it was against Baltimore. Not saying it's going to be an easy win, but hopefully they can come out and look better and put some points on the board and show what they're capable of doing.
Year 3 for any young quarterback is huge. Baker's in that slot right now. And looking over his shoulder, or Baker looking over his shoulder, sees a guy like Case Keenum who knows what Stefanski wants to do on offense, and he's had success in this league. At what point does Baker Mayfield start to get a little uncomfortable with Case being there ready to come in and take the reins?
I think that starts to enter your mind, after, a few bad games in a row. Certainly that'll come into play. You'll start, feeling that pressure from the backup. The fans will want to see the backup. The coach may try to put a backup in just to kind of get a little spark in the offense and just kind of get things going. But hopefully for Baker, he can come out and rebound this, in this game against Cincinnati and play like the Baker Mayfield he did that he showed when he was a rookie. Making plays all over the field, being aggressive, throwing the ball down the field, getting rid of the ball quickly. I think that was, the big thing he did his rookie year, is just getting rid of the ball and keeping it moving. So hopefully we can get back to seeing that Baker Mayfield, and I think we will. It's just, like I said earlier, it's just going to take some time to kind of get familiar in this offense and get comfortable with it out there in live action. And, I have all the confidence in the world in Baker.
For him to have success, he's got to develop chemistry with Odell Beckham Jr., and he clearly has not. How do you diagnose that? What's missing?
That's a tough one. I scratched my head on that one, week in and week out, because they're both such great players. Odell is a proven guy in this league. He's made plays since he came into the league, and one of the most explosive playmakers we have. And Baker's an accurate quarterback, and for whatever reason, those guys aren't on the same page. It seems like when Baker's getting him the ball, Odell's dropping it, or when Odell's open, Baker overthrow it, or whatever the situation is. They're just not on the same page. I'm not sure what the if it's just lack of reps because the way the offseason was, or whatever it is. Those two guys need to get it together, because obviously they're two of the main playmakers we have on the offensive side of the ball, and need them to be operating clicking on all cylinders.
All right, Tim, great to catch up, man. Enjoy the game tonight. We'll talk soon.
All right, thanks, Jay. Good to see you, buddy.